Welcome! Happy Wednesday! Oh, don't I have a treat for you guys today? I'm so incredibly honored to talk to you all about a time in a woman's life that we normally don't talk about, menopause. And I have an amazing guest with us with her life-changing book that is a must-get for every household, specifically for every woman. Dr. Anna Cabeca, DO, OBGYN, is a triple board certified and fellow of gynecology at obstetrics. She's also an integrative medicine practitioner, also specialized in anti-aging and regenerative medicine. She has special certifications in functional medicine, sexual health, bioidentical hormone replacement therapy. In the past 20 years, she has actually served 10,000 plus women in her private practice and millions through her books and her online videos and her articles. She is an incredible human being. So honored. So when her own health took a tumbling turn down menopause, I think she dealt with it twice. Crazy story. Can't wait to hear it. But she sought out the wisdom of the healers around the world, and she learned that modern medicine and time-tested natural remedies are not at odds. Working together, they created an indisputable results and true well-being using delicious, healing foods, like my favorite, and simple lifestyle changes. Awesome! This is why we totally jive. Dr. Anna reclaimed her health and her life. She was fueled by her belief that every woman deserves to be empowered and in control of their health and their life. She developed the keto green lifestyle, which has helped thousands of women opt out of menopause misery and experience a joyful transition into the next stage of their lives. With her methods, you too can breeze through menopause into the second spring feeling the best you have ever felt. And she has an amazing new book where she talks all about this called MenuPause. 5 unique eating plans to break through your weight loss plateau, improve your mood, your sleep, your hot flashes. I cannot wait to get mine. I am so incredibly honored. Thank you so much, Dr. Anna, for joining me today. So honored.
Oh my gosh, I am so thrilled to be here with you and all of you all around the world. I know Medea has such an amazing audience from everywhere around the world, and I'm first generation American. And so I think one of the things in culture, and I'm half Middle Eastern, my mom was Palestinian and my dad's Portuguese. So both my parents have passed away with diabetes and heart disease. And truly, when we come to America with Mediterranean and Middle Eastern genes, these are survival genes. They don't do well in our American culture, in the standard American diet. And so I come from that place witnessing that, from my mom's 9 brothers and sisters, the 3 that came to the US all died early from diabetes, heart disease, and cancer, where still have relatives living overseas, but by greater than 20 years. My mom passed away 24 years ago now. And so really this was eye-opening for me to kind of understand the difference. And then one of the things, I surveyed my community and I asked them, what did your mom tell you about menopause? And the answer was unanimous: nothing. Nothing. That was the answer. And we have to start this discussion. So it was funny because I was talking about this at a party yesterday that was here at my house, because I'm here in Georgia, my hometown. And I was saying, this is like what I asked, what did your parents, what did your mom tell you about menopause? I have a friend from Peru, a friend from Puerto Rico, another American friend that was here, a couple other American friends that were here, and they were all like, nothing. And my daughter Amanda's like, I know way too much about it. She goes, and I'm like, oh yeah. And you really, and even then, it's like what we want to shield our children from. But the journey starts in the 30s. And this is what I want everyone listening to understand. It starts in your 30s. The sooner we get a handle on it, the healthier our second spring of our life will be. And how does, and don't we want that? Don't we want to just live just amazing and having fun and great intimacy and relationships and a great brain to be able to, to be able to do all the things we love and enjoy doing with those we love and enjoy being with?
Absolutely. Because I mean, right now, I feel that it's this doom and gloom in a woman's life, right? It's like, oh, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming, it's terrible, and me being 40, I'm getting it now more than ever. But let's go ahead and first start with, because I think a lot of women, especially in the Indo-Pac community, with infertility and early menopause, can relate to your story. So I would love to hear your story.
Okay. So, and just share with you that when I was 39, I was diagnosed with early menopause and infertility. And I was told I would never be able to have another child. I failed the highest doses of injectable fertility meds and was just devastated. And that really did take me on a journey around the world looking for answers. And that's what I did. And as a result of that journey, meeting healers from around the world, I reversed that early menopause and naturally, and I would say with the grace of God and guidance of God, I reversed that early menopause and became pregnant naturally at 41, had my miracle child, Ava Marie, and now I'm 55 with a 14-year-old. So that was part of that journey. And then at 48, it started spiraling down again with hot flashes, mood swings, night sweats, and so many, the weight gain without doing anything different, right? Loss of the waistline, and mood swings, memory loss, difficulty sleeping, hot flashes, all of those symptoms that we associate, and especially like the mood and anxiety, and that really interrupts your quality of life. You can make some poor decisions. And that's something that we don't want to happen. And that's where I discovered this, what I'm teaching, MenuPause, my latest book, but also my flagship book called The Hormone Fix, that it takes more than hormones to fix our hormones. And we do need to incorporate diet and lifestyle factors into supporting our body. And I call this the keto green way, the keto green way.
No, I love that. I love that. It gives so many women hope that they don't have to be stuck in the diagnosis that they have been given, because we know as both medical doctors that unfortunately we were never taught this entire world of lifestyle and nutrition, but then that has so much to do with your hormones, right?
Yes, absolutely. It has so much to do. Lifestyle and nutrition is the cornerstone, the cornerstone. That's like your foundation to a house. That is what everything else is built on. And our body constantly regenerates and reinvents itself, really. So we have to continually to give it good information. It can't just be once in a while. We got to continue to make those steps in the right direction where we're fueling our body and then addressing what's no longer serving us, pausing, hence the things that are no longer serving us. And that's where MenuPause came about too, is some things in our menu, even though they could be healthy, aren't serving us well. And we have to pause them for a period of time, maybe not indefinitely, but for at least a period of time to see, okay, are we doing better without these, or do what's the next right step for me?
Absolutely. Wow. So all of these symptoms, so you're trying to tell us that, all these miserable symptoms that we may be experiencing with perimenopause and with menopause, like for example, these hot flashes, these mood swings, the sexual dysfunction, the sleep issues, all of those are in our control. Like we don't have to be so miserable in them, or just like what?
They can disappear. They can disappear in as little as.
Seriously?
Oh yeah, we can breeze through menopause into the second spring of our life. And again, the sooner we start in our 30s, 40s, as we keep up healthy ovarian function and detoxify from endocrine disruptors, toxins, metabolites that naturally occur in our body on a regular basis anyway. We have to eliminate toxins safely. So all of those are key. And when we do that, when we support that, symptoms do go away. There are certain things with aging that we'll have laugh lines, smile lines, right? We will have that. But yet, the intensity with which those come on can be helped. It can certainly be helped. And so we can use nutrition, bioidentical hormones, and that can make a difference, especially when it comes to intimacy and sex and vaginal dryness. We don't want to talk about that because, well, that means that, there's something wrong with me, or maybe I'm feeling something different about my partner because I'm not as moist. Those are just natural consequences of aging. But with bioidentical hormones and good nutrition, we can erase that. We can
Oh my gosh.
time.
Thank you. Oh my God. So much hope. So much hope. So I know that your last book, I love, Keto Green 16. And I know this book also has multiple different like 5 different menu plans.
Yes.
And for that go over 6 days. But Keto Green, can we dive into why Keto Green is so important? One, not just for balancing our hormones, but because the people that we're right now that are listening in my audience, there's a lot from the Indo-Pak community. And in India and Pakistan are probably the diabetes capital of the world. So how can Keto Green not only just help hormonal balance, but how can it also help your your insulin?
Diabetes.
Yeah, diabetes. And menopause, how it's a risk factor. So I would love to dive into that with you.
Menopause is a risk factor for diabetes and heart disease. That's one of those risk factors. And we get naturally more insulin resistant as we age. That's why we have to use the Keto Green approach to become more insulin sensitive, number one. We also know from recent research that hysterectomy and removing the ovaries increases your risk, is associated with even higher risk of diabetes and heart disease, but especially diabetes and pre-diabetes. And the key thing is we are not addressing the underlying symptoms that are causing the abnormal uterine bleeding to begin with. So we've got menopause, we've got dysfunctional bleeding, all of those things have an underlying instigator, and that is insulin. Insulin's an instigator. And so we want to become more insulin sensitive as we go. And intermittent fasting, no more snacking, eating keto green foods, and incorporating a lifestyle that supports that. That's what we need. That's what we need to do to reduce that risk. I mean, women are, equal with men as far as risk of diabetes, or actually less before menopause. But once you hit menopause, that's when our risk significantly increases. So the protective reproductive hormones decline, but insulin increases. So those few things, eating keto green, intermittent fasting, and no more snacking will help. And we've seen hemoglobin A1Cs, which is the marker that we use to look at blood sugar. We see that improve very, very quickly. And I love what you're doing in the Indo-Pak community too. And I have a brother in India now. He's in New Delhi, and we talk about, innovation and health and what's going on. And, I think this is where I've really, in my new book, MenuPause, I've also incorporated menopause around the world. Like, how are other people dealing with menopause from around the world, and what wisdom can we glean from other cultures, and what might be helping them or not? So,
wow, beautiful. So let's dive into a little bit more about this book, MenuPause, the 5 unique plans to help you break through your weight loss plateau and improve mood, sleep, and hot flashes. So in this book, you actually talk about 5 different food plans. Is that correct? And each one for 6 days. So can you dive in? Why 5?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. And there's 5 because these are the most common pauses that I've had clients make. So working with the Keto Green lifestyle for now since 2015 online with my own patients, and then online throughout the world. And I review, okay, when I hear someone saying, well, I'm struggling with this, or everything was working, but now I've hit a plateau. and I review what they're doing and their history, these are the most 5 common pauses or interruptions that I make in their plan, in their lifestyle, and their diet, specifically in their diet. So the first plan, I call it Keto Green Extreme. It follows the philosophy of my Keto Green: healthy fats, high quality protein. Don't be scared by the word keto. I'm telling you, it's not just a good idea in menopause. In my opinion, it's mandatory for good health, right? It's mandatory. Maybe not 100% of the
I
time, but
believe that too.
yeah, but a good majority of the time. And so it's not a dirty word. There's keto dirty and there's keto clean, which is keto green. So that makes a difference. So in the first plan, we pause all nightshades, because especially for people with autoimmune issues like Hashimoto's or MS, those sometimes can affect, that can affect your immune system and be an irritant to the digestion and GI tract. So we want to pause that. So the second plan is all plant. So we pause meat because many people have trouble with constipation, and we want to relieve constipation, and we want to support a healthy alkaline foods to support your cellular function, and also to decrease, really to be high in fiber, so to decrease constipation. So that's the plant plan. So it's a vegan-based plan also, and it also shows a very healthy way to do a low carbohydrate vegan type of diet. And the more plant diverse foods that we have, the healthier, more diverse our gut bacteria is. And through all the longevity cultures in the world, there's a significant plant-based plan. Well, then I go into the third plan, Madiha, and this is where I kind of flip 180 degrees, and I put the third plan as a carnivore plan, especially good for people with psoriasis, eczema, chronic skin conditions that they haven't gotten rid of, that they've not been able to get rid of. We want to can be a digestive issue, unable to digest plant foods, and your body's attacking itself. So we eliminate those for a time, and let's see how you do. Let's see if that clears up. It also puts you into a really high state of ketosis. I want you to feel what that feels like. It is enlightenment, especially in a healthy way, with herbs, spices, and the way I've formulated the menu plans can be very, very, supportive to your body. And then the fourth plan is a cleanse. So each plan is 6 days. So this is a 6-day cleanse with smoothies and bone broth. And it's amazing. We've done it in our Girlfriend Doctor community. We've had people lose as much as 11 pounds in 6 days. In fact, on the cover of First Magazine for Women this month, Trisha Yearwood is on the cover, but my name is on the cover, and we're talking about MenuPause. So you guys will check that out on newsstands right now. So that's MenuPause. That's the cleanse. And then the fifth plan, sometimes I've had someone who's been doing keto for a long time, and I need to actually add healthy carbs back into their diet, some root vegetables, sweet potatoes, things like that can support their sleep and fuel their workout routines, and doing that pause can be very helpful too. So adding carbs back in the plan in a healthy way is another way. And the seventh day, seventh day is rest. Seventh day is can be a feast day, can be a fasting day, can be a 1 meal a day, can be an opportunity to explore and challenge yourself. So I created 6 days plus. With 6 days, this as well, that the gastrointestinal mucosa regenerates every 72 hours. So that's 2 72-hour cycles. So it just made sense to do it that way.
I love that. Wow. Keeping it so super simple. On top of that, recognizing that there's so many different ways to do it. There's so many pauses that we can do. Taking account to somebody's biology, how we're not all the exact same. I love that. That's beautiful. Giving people options. Otherwise, it's one way or the highway. But here, there's so many different different plans that you can try to put a pause on something else that may be a roadblock, right? So I love that. I love that. That's so beautiful. So I do have a question here. Aisha says that she's been having some hot flashes for 2 years. She is about 52 years old. How can this book help her?
Well, MenuPause will definitely help because it's going to improve insulin sensitivity. So that's what I would start. I would start with MenuPause and join us. And also like check like a couple things. One of the things I recommend checking out urine pH to make sure your urine pH is more on the alkaline side, greater than 7 in the morning when you wake up, in the evening when you go to sleep, and that you're actually getting into ketosis, because that's going to push you with insulin sensitivity significantly better. The second thing is talking with your doctor about bioidentical hormone replacement. At 52, bioidentical progesterone and estrogen is a good option. I created a product called Balance Cream, which has progesterone and pregnenolone combined with tripeptide that you can use topically on your skin. And the third is adrenal adaptogens, but diet and lifestyle. We've seen clients within 2 weeks, 80% improvement of hot flashes within 2 weeks, just following the keto green plan. So Aisha, I want you to have hope that we can get rid of this. And then sometimes I'll add adaptogenic support, like my Mighty Maca Plus. What I'm drinking that right now, actually, you can't see it, but it's a beautiful green drink. And it's a powder you mix with water, and it has maca and turmeric and quercetin and resveratrol and 30 superfoods in it. And that is really supportive. I have had clients with breast cancer that can't do hormones that tell me their hot flashes went away in just a few days. So it depends on what's causing them, but this is definitely supportive. And this is where I would start.
I love that. Oh my gosh. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Because, especially with everything that we're dealing with, the world today, with the negativity and the fear and the lack of hope, this book gives back hope. And so, what are other pieces? I know I want you to talk about gratitude and other pieces of your lifestyle that I know you incorporate to help you optimize your hormone balance.
Yeah, oxytocin is the most powerful hormone of our body. Oxytocin is the love, joy, connection hormone. You exude oxytocin, Mediha. I mean, that's one thing I love about you, your inclusivity, your friendliness, your approachability, and your heart, right? Your heart. And all of those are oxytocin dominant characteristics. And it comes from, like, sometimes we're born that way. Great. Other times it's part of a practice and a discipline, which it is for me. So it is gratitude. I wake up in the morning, before I even wake up, where did I see love yesterday? Where was I loving? Where did I laugh? Where could I have laughed more? And do that kind of examine of my day before, and then really setting, what am I grateful for today? What am I grateful for right now at this moment? And shift my physiology. When you do that, you reduce cortisol and you increase oxytocin. And cortisol is a catabolic hormone. It breaks down our muscle, our bones, our collagen, gives us wrinkles. I mean, just look at any president of 4 years or 8 years in office, and you will see them age so rapidly. That is cortisol. That is cortisol.
Beautiful. And then we have another question here. Will this help with high blood pressure and cholesterol issues?
Yes. Hi, Sakiba. Yes, it will. It definitely can help with high blood pressure and cholesterol. We have Dr. Angeli Akey out of Gainesville, Florida, North Florida Integrative Medicine, and she's been doing group visits following my Keto Green 16 plan. And one thing she'll notice within 16 days, sometimes she has to reduce their blood pressure medicine very, very quickly. So certainly been able to reduce blood sugar medicines, if not eliminate them completely, as well as blood sugar medicine, blood pressure medicines as well. So you want to watch that, especially if you are on a prescription. So you want to be under good care to be able to start reducing that medication as you empower your physiology. So certainly those are things that help. Again, foundationally, it would be following like the plans in MenuPause or Keto Green 16, that concept. And that's the intermittent fasting and no more snacking and the herbs, spices, nutrients. And sometimes we add supplementation too to help with that as well.
And the common thing that we see is PCOS.
So, yeah.
Right? How will this help even, so not just for people who are dealing with menopause, but also for PCOS?
Yes, absolutely. And I love Nahid's family picture there. Isn't it gorgeous? So much color, It's beautiful. So PCOS is amazingly responsive to the ketogene lifestyle. I mean, those of us who've had PCOS or susceptible to PCOS, that's insulin resistance, right? And a higher level of testosterone. Well, good news, you've got a warrior body type, right? You're designed to be a leader, to be powerful, to be in charge, right? You are designed to fast for a long time, to survive. And that's awesome, except if you live in America or you're, you're sitting at a computer 8, 10 hours a day and you don't have, time for yourself, let alone anyone else. So those are things that work against us. But the keto green way, and plus, again, I would add Mighty Maca too in that, to help support the adrenal glands in a healthy way and cleanse the body from toxic hormonal metabolites. I like adding that combination, especially when we shift, the becoming more insulin sensitive. We've got a lot of, as a result of that, we see fertility, increases in fertility, and increases of healthy ovarian function. Like for me, reversing early menopause at 39 to become pregnant at 41, then at 48 to now at 55, finally being through menopause. But like my mom didn't, she went through menopause, before, at 50-ish and had heart surgery at 52, had diabetes and went, and died, God rest her soul, at 67, undergoing a second heart surgery. And that was because of inflammation and hormone imbalance, and a warrior genetic body type that was treated in a Western way. And by the time of her death, she was on 11 prescription medications. No two of them were ever studied together long-term in any clinical study, nor were any of them studied solely in menopausal women. So, or in women in general, right? The research that we had way back now, over 22 decades ago, has been, what we base women's care on, has been done on men. And this is a tragedy. This is a real travesty in our medical world. This starting to shift, but we're in our infancy. So we have to go to, we have to look at traditional medicine. We have to look at generations and long living populations and glean what we can from them, as well as first do no harm in medicine. Use what we need. We've got amazing capabilities in our Western medical society. I'm not ditching that, but I'm always, let's get to the underlying reason why your body is expressing itself in this way. Let's address the underlying reason instead of shutting off the expression. We need to listen to the symptoms.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's take one last question and then wrap up here. So the inability to gain weight, that comes with hormone balance and irregularities and periods, and hypercortisolism. Could this help?
Yeah. So I think that definitely improving healthy fats and high quality protein will make a big difference, right? That will make a big difference. And then, of course, this is where, especially if you have hypercortisolism, this is where I really have you do the keto green lifestyle factors too, pausing things that no longer serve you, really work on the alkalinizers, hydrate between your meals, check your urine pH, because cortisol creates an acidic urine pH. Oxytocin creates an alkaline urine pH. So we want to use diet and lifestyle to get out of the fight, flight, freeze mode that likely you're in. And with that too, thinking about, EMDR, getting to the root cause. Why is your body expressing itself in hypercortisolism? What else is going on here? And probably bioidentical progesterone to help with those heavy periods as well. I would look at that.
Beautiful. So there are so many benefits, as you guys can tell from getting this book, right? They're quick tools for that are sustainable weight loss, tackling these unsettling symptoms of all these things that Dr. Anna Cabeca talked about. Yes, a must get for every household, specifically for every woman. It helps you rebalance your body and your hormones, balance blood sugar, lower chronic inflammation, which is super important, and help you improve your quality of life. Thank you so much, Dr. Anna, for joining us today. Last words about where we can get your book, and with the book page, right, has lots of resources.
resources bonus pre-order. You're entered to win one of a number of grand prizes.
Wow.
So
Okay.
we just really want to get the word out. MenuPause will make you smile, and it's a great book to gift as well. And it's a very healthy way to open the conversation. Like, oh, really? What's happened with you during this transition? What worked for you? What worked against you? Like, what helps? And especially in your families, and talking to your mom, talking to your aunts, talking to your friends, and communicating to those younger than you what's happening. So you don't have to be afraid, but also we can find solutions together that are better and work quicker when we communicate. So at drAnna.com/MenuPause, and you'll find book page, lots of bonuses, and be able to enter into the prizes. So just by entering your receipt number and getting the extra bonuses, you get entered. So that's a great way. With pre-order, this stops really soon because the pre-order campaign stops pretty soon. Book is at your door April 12th with pre-order. So I'm excited about that. Anywhere books are sold. And definitely follow me here on Facebook at The Girlfriend Doctor and on Instagram at The Girlfriend Doctor.
Thank you
Thank
so much,
you.
Dr.
Thank
Anna.
you.
It has been an incredible honor. You guys go out and get this book, support this amazing woman. She is literally changing lives all over the world. So thank you again. So incredibly honored for you to join us today. Again, you guys have an amazing Wednesday, and see you guys next time. Bye.